time on this channel, I will talk about dreams that I've had, especially when I believe that they're relevant to an experience, perhaps astral projection. There are times when we dream that we may not even realize that we are astral projecting. And even with me, someone that has had many years of experience, there are moments when I'm not exactly sure. And on this channel, as I've always done and will always do, if I'm uncertain if something is an astral projection or a dream, I will let you know immediately that I'm not certain. There are times when I am 100% certain that there is an astral projection experience or a beyond body, and 100% certain if it is a dream, but this was somewhere in between. But in dreams, we can still connect with loved ones. And in this dream, I connected with a loved one that had passed, and I consider him to be a brother to me. And I wanted to talk about the experience because it just happened at about 3 o'clock in the morning. It is presently 3:28 a.m. June 23rd. How do I sound in the middle of the night? I don't know. I never really asked that question, but as you know, when I have an experience, I get up and I share it regardless of the time that it is, whether it's in the middle of the night or in the morning or in the afternoon, whatever. I always share it, and yeah, I am going to share this dream / astral projection experience that I had. It could have been either one. Let me get right into it. So the first part of this, and one of the reasons why I'm not sure if this was a dream or this was astral projection, was I don't have any memory of separation really, or of getting to the place that I got to. What I do remember, and by the way, there are times when I astral project and I come out and I'm not in my room and I am someplace else when I emerge from my body, but I still know that there's some sort of separation going on if that happens. In this case, I was suddenly, that I can remember, suddenly flying. I was flying over a lot of people. Now, I don't remember the landscape below me very much. I do remember that there were people below me. And one of the things that was so interesting as I was flying over these people, one of the things that I thought about and I wanted to experiment with, in astral projection, when I fly, one of the issues that I've had in the past is increasing my speed. And I know this is probably going to sound simple, perhaps to some of you out there that have been astral projecting and go out there. Maybe this will sound obvious to you, but I really wanted to play around with thought and flying. For those of you who are just beginning this journey and just beginning to leave your body, this might be a suggestion for you to think about when you fly, because there are people that say, and I've read this comment before, that people say sometimes they have a little bit of difficulty. They feel like they have to flap their arms or move their arms in order to fly. Like everything else in the astral plane, thought is the key to many things. And that's what I did. When I was flying over these people, I decided to experiment. And I decided to think to myself, fly faster, fly slower, well, actually, I was just thinking of flying. I was thinking of flying faster and faster. I love speed when I'm out there. So that was in my mind, and I kept thinking faster, faster. And by the way, guys, it worked. My speed was, I was going really, really fast. So for those of you who might be having some issues flying when you separate and when you are in the astral plane, use your thought. Use your thought to fly. Think yourself to go faster. And I believe you will probably be able to do it. Experiment with it. See what happens. So, as I said, I was flying over these people, and suddenly I was in a house or an apartment. I think this was more of a house, to be completely honest with you. Now, in regards to the details of the house, I don't think there was anything that really stood out to me. I think everything kind of looked normal. Interestingly enough, my mother was there. If this was astral projection, it would have probably been a version of my mother, because I've seen versions of her out there when I've done astral projection, and I've done out of body, I'm sorry, not out of body, but beyond body experiences. I have met up with versions of my mother, so I know that they're out there. And so she was there, and she was pacing around, and I don't know how I realized this, perhaps through telepathy, but I knew that my good friend who passed away, and I talked about this person in a previous video. I was close to him when we were really, really young as children. In fact, he was the first person that I met when I arrived out from Chicago to Northern California. I met him first, and I'll always remember he was playing with a Evel Knievel wind-up toy, something that for those of you who are younger, you probably won't know anything that I'm talking about. It was this thing you would wind up. It was Evel Knievel. I don't even know if those of you out there know, the younger folks that are subscribed to my channel even know who Evel Knievel is, but he was something that was very popular back in the 70s, and I had arrived in Northern California 1978 or so, and he, my friend who passed, he was the first person that I ever met in Northern California. So getting back to the house, there was excitement, there was anticipation that my friend was going to come by to this particular room. It was as if, to be honest, guys, it was as if there was an awakening that was going to happen with him after some time of resting, that he was going to be awake. And again, there was a lot of excitement. At one point, the door opened to this room because it was, I believe it was closed. The door had opened, and my mom had excitedly said that he's here, he's here. And I walked into the room, and for the first time in a very long time, I saw my friend. Well, first of all, he couldn't have been more than 17, maybe 18. He may have been in his teens. As I remember him when we were young, that's what he looked like. He had long Jerry curl hair. And my friend always wore glasses, but he wasn't wearing glasses at all. And the thing that stands out to me, other than the fact that it looked like he had lost some weight. Again, these are things that you notice when you're looking. It looked like he was in great shape. he had bronze skin. It was one thing that stood out to me. Looked like he'd had a great tan, as if he'd been in the sun, and then or as if he had been relaxing. And I must tell you that he looked absolutely amazing. He did. My friend looked amazing. And I remember I came in close to him and I said, "Hey, what's up? What's up, man?" And I, naturally reached out to shake his hand in the way that we always did from the time that we were young. And I remember I paused for a moment and I said, "Can I touch you? Is it okay to touch you?" And he said, "Of course." And I took his hand, and it was his hand. That was his hand. I could feel it. This was one of the reasons why I'm making this video tonight, in something that I think could have been a dream. I believe I connected with him. And after I shook his hand, after I touched him and we smiled, each of us, each one of us, we smiled at each other. I was back. I opened my eyes here, back in the 3D world. And I laid there in bed for a little bit and I thought about it. I kind of had a feeling that I would share it with you again, even though I thought, well, is this a dream? Is this astral projection? Because I know deep inside that I connected with my good friend. And for anyone who's listening to this who also knows him, and who was also close to him, I want you to know, and this is just a sense that I get, I want you to know that he's fine, that he's amazing, he's doing well. That's it. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. And until next time, take care.